Hey guys, it's Emma from Wild Oracle Tarot. I know it's been a little while, but I wanted to hop on and do the Pentacles for you guys to kind of wrap up each section of this series that we've kind of got going on. So I want to start, like we usually do with the ace and move through, 1 through, or ace through 10, and then go through the court cards. So first up, we have the Ace of Pentacles. As you guys can see, this card is, reaching out with this supposed coin looking like thing, which is a pentacle. We see this outreaching from the clouds, and it's really, to me, like an opportunity of some kind to create. It's a very grounding card as well too. It's got a lot of earth vibes with it, but I really feel like this is an opportunity to create something, to create stability. This is just really, to me, an opportunity when this comes up. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's coming to me at the moment about this card other than kind of an opportunity. This is a time for growth. This could be a time of new money coming in. It's very much the beginning of the suit, and kind of when you look at the rest of the suit, you may come up with some other ideas about this card, but it really is kind of just a beginning sort of stage. In reverse, I often think of this as there is maybe an opportunity that is waiting for you, or it's beckoning for you, but you might be a little bit hesitant about it. It may have to do with material gain, grounding yourself. It may have something to do with your actual stability, your home situation. That's kind of what I see here with the Ace of Pentacles. So next one, we're going to move to the Two of Pentacles. And as you can see, we kind of have a juggler in this situation. Not so much a joker, more of just kind of somebody who is balancing, juggling, and you can kind of see this infinite balance and kind of trying to maintain just kind of control in this situation. With this card, I often think about just literally everything chaotic that we have to manage in life, just how do I manage having kids and going to work, or, school and having a job, or how do I manage family life and my friends and me time. I feel like it's a lot of just juggling all of those things. It could also be financial as well, or maybe you have two options that you're weighing between and you kind of have to decide which one is more important in this situation. That's kind of what I get from this card usually. I also see kind of here in the back with these boats going on. They're both boats. We're in some, not necessarily troubled water, but it's a situation where we have to weigh our options and make a decision, about what is most important. How do we maintain that balance that we've got going on? In reverse, let me talk about that as well. I really think of this as kind of, we're having trouble maintaining that balance, or finding that balance, or creating that balance. Maybe we feel like that balance is not possible for us. And if that is the case, maybe you have a little too much on one side to balance. Maybe we need to let some things go. So there's a lot of things you can think about here with this card, but primarily in reverse, I'm thinking there's a lot on our shoulders, a lot to handle, a lot to juggle. Where are our priorities? That's kind of what I'm thinking here. All right, so we've got Three of Pentacles next. The Three of Pentacles is a very fun card for me. This usually has to do with work or working with other people, collaborating. One time somebody told me they thought of like a 3-person relationship with this one as well, though I don't usually see that with this card. I would see that more with cups than I would see with pentacles, but it could be the case with here as well. We've got here these people kind of collaborating on, I like to think it's like a chapel, or maybe like a, I don't know, some kind of fancy older place, and maybe they're building or they're deciding, making some changes, and it's really like a collaborative card. And how are we working with other people? Are they working with you? Are they willing to kind of put in the same effort as you? And it's really, that's where I have to look at the other cards surrounding it as well too, to kind of get an idea of what's going on with this collaboration. You know, is it family members? Is it coworkers? Is it your friends? Maybe you are collaborating in your relationship. Maybe you're working with a counselor. You know, it could be, it just really feels like there's other people in this situation that we are working with. So in reverse, for me, usually this is talking about we are working with some other people, but they're either not putting in their share, we're not able to communicate or collaborate with them the way we want to, or we feel like we're putting in all this hard work and it's really nothing to show for it because we're just not a good group. If that kind of makes sense. Yeah, that's really what I normally see here with this card. It's really a card about collaboration, whether it's, you know, family, friend, counselor, relationship, whatever it is, teacher, school project, you know, all of these things. But it really is like something is not going smoothly and we need to kind of figure out what that is, why it's happening, and maybe what we can do about it. All right, so next we'll talk about the Four of Pentacles. This guy is interesting, okay? This guy is holding some pentacles in his arms and he's got some under his feet. This card has a lot to do with possessions and what matters most to us, and also remembering that sometimes things need space to grow and blossom and bloom. Sometimes I like to think that this guy's holding flowers, and I describe this to some of my clients sometimes. You know, if I picked a bunch of flowers from my garden and brought them home and held on to them, and I didn't water them, I didn't replant them, I didn't, you know, they're going to start to wilt and die, and they're not achieving their purpose or being used in a way that is productive, I guess is kind of what I would say about this. This could be holding on to our material gains too, or a job that isn't right for us, and you know, feeling like, ooh, I gotta stay right here because I gotta hold on to this moment, and what if it changes and everything goes wrong? I feel like a lot of that energy here. Sometimes it could also be like you've worked hard for something, hold on to it, you know. This might be a moment to hold on to that. In reverse, I feel like this can have a lot of different meanings to a lot of different people, but primarily it would be, for me, just an issue in this same area, probably intensified. Maybe we've got some serious issues with like either holding on to all of our material gains, or we could have an issue with like overspending here in this situation as well. Like all of the coins are falling out of our hands. We've got an issue here, you know. Yeah, that's really what I'm seeing with this guy here. Just, it could be stability. It could be, you know, issues you're having where you're holding on to your truth as well, and you don't want to compromise or let go or let yourself grow or let the situation grow or let the money grow or, you know, yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing. All right, so next up we've got the Five of Pentacles. This one brings out a lot of different things for me, but primarily I often see like that these people are, well, obviously we can see that they're suffering in some kind of way. It's snowing. I can't tell if this is a woman or a man, but it looks like a woman. They are, you know, trying to shelter themselves, trying to stay out of the cold. And this guy, you know, is straight up crippled, or, you know, he has an illness of some kind that is ailing him. And it's almost like with the window in the background, we're longing for something better. We're trying to heal this situation or, you know, fix these problems in our life, because these are just some big changes that, you know, everybody kind of goes through where we don't have everything we need, or maybe there is a lack of some kind in our life that we're not able to fix at the moment. And sometimes that's something we have to go through. whether it's a lesson that needs to be learned or just an experience that we're having in our life. All right, sorry guys, that I had an Amber Alert, so that was why the video shut off, but I'll stitch this together. So I typically see with this card that that's kind of what's going on. There's something missing, there's some kind of lack, there's something we can't fix at the moment, and it's really, really bothering us. I often see sometimes that there is a door possibly being opened to these people. Sometimes I see like maybe this is something that you can use to your advantage. And some people interpret it differently up and down. In reverse, I would say it's probably you're letting whatever the situation, this thing of lack, this illness, this whatever it is, control your life at this moment. And you might feel like there's no doorway that is available to you. Honestly, I never think that that is fully true. I think that, you know, there are ways to relieve some issues of our situation, and we have to be open to those things. But yeah, this is a pressure that is kind of just mounted and is overwhelming, and I really see that with this card. So as I move on to the Six of Pentacles, we kind of transition from, you know, this beggar state to, okay, we've got some beggars here, I will say that, but this in need state to this giving state, okay? This card has a lot to do with sometimes people needing things, maybe you needing something, but also giving, receiving, being open to advice, being open to material help, or just help from other people in general. Maybe somebody is teaching you something new and being open to receiving that, but also being open to being the giver and just the balance between that. I suppose you could interpret this in a lot of different ways. Obviously, you know, tarot is also about using your imagination, looking at the imagery. What does it say to you? You know, what is calling out to you from the image? What is speaking to you? And it's really fun to look at what do all of the pieces of this mean. And I may have some videos later about, you know, things that I've learned about these images and little parts. And I know I've thrown some of that in, but dive into your imagination a little bit too with these cards. I'm not asking you to go with the exact meanings I'm giving you. It's kind of just a starting place for you. So in reverse, I often see with this one that it is like, I'm not open to giving and receiving in this moment, or maybe I'm over giving. Maybe there are people in my life that are taking, and I just keep giving to them. Or vice versa. Maybe you are the person that is taking, never giving back, okay? That's kind of what I see here. There is a balance, an off balance kind of situation going on here. It's intensified really with that one. All right, so we're gonna move on to the Seven of Pentacles. This one is really, for me, the next two cards are very much about work and kind of our investments and what are we putting our time into, especially with this one. This one is very much about, you know, I've planted some seeds. Obviously, the pentacles here are growing on a bush. I've planted some seeds. I'm waiting for them to come to fruition, basically. Like, they're not ready to harvest yet. The situation's not ready to harvest. Maybe I've put my time in a job or in a relationship, or maybe I'm working really hard at something that I want to achieve. Maybe, you know, I'm going back to the gym, trying to lose weight, and I'm not seeing the progress yet. This is kind of a still moment, you know, I also hear this too sometimes, or see this as well with some of my other clients, that don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know, you've planted one, if you've planted one thing this season and it dies, how are you going to feel? You know, I also see that sometimes as well too. Whereas we need to be patient about the things that we're putting the hard work into, I also feel like it is definitely important to keep your options open and not put your heart and soul into something and allow yourself to be completely defeated if it doesn't work out, is also something I kind of feel here. You know, have other things to focus on and invest your time in, okay? Here in reverse, I feel like this is just a negative a negative outlook on the, you know, the thing that you're planting, harvesting, trying to get to grow. And I feel like you may feel like it's not going to go anywhere. If that's the case, what are you going to do about it? That's kind of the next thing you need to be thinking about, is really what I see here and think here and feel here. What are you going to do about it? Where are you going to go next? What is the next project? What is the next thing? How can we change things up? You know, don't dive into this deep depression because what you were working on is not working out. Okay. Next up, this one, kind of similar ideas with this one, but this one has a lot to do with work, I feel like, and hobbies and things that you invest your time in, and all of the hard work that has gone into that. Whereas the one before is kind of like patience and waiting. This is putting in the hard work. This one as well is often like, it's very positive face up, because I feel like we're doing work that is either very hard work and we feel satisfied about it, or perhaps we've found our favorite hobby, you know, the thing that makes us happy. Or maybe in reverse, you're searching for that thing and you haven't quite found it yet, you know. These are the things that we throw our hearts into, even if it's not the thing that you love most in the world. I do see a lot of hard work here. Sometimes I just see that the person is in general a very hard worker when I see this card. But I like often to believe that hopefully they've found something they're passionate about. Sometimes that's not the case though. So I don't like to assume that. I really like to, you know, find out a little bit more based on the cards surrounding it and by talking to the person too. It's also very important, I think, that I feel like for a long time I felt intimidated while I was reading other people's cards, because they come to me and they expect me to know the future. I'm not in control of their future. And I won't go on a long rant about this, but it very much is a collaborative kind of experience. I want to know about your emotions and your feelings. And, you know, if I see something in particular, I want to know what it brings up mentally for you. What are you feeling when I say certain things, you know, because this is a psychological experience as much as it is trying to figure out what you want to do next. But I very much feel like tarot can open up some ideas of like maybe what you want to do next or what might come next. But I really feel like it is more a psychological experience for you to kind of understand what you're going through and where you need to grow, okay? Yeah, I don't know why I needed to explain that, but it felt like something important to bring up at the moment. I've had a lot of growth since my last video. All right, so we're gonna go to number 9 now. This one is kind of after all the hard work, or, you know, I feel like this is very much the weekend too, you know, like I've enjoyed all the fruits of my labor. This might be in retirement, or maybe you're a teacher and it's the summertime and you're enjoying that time, or maybe, you know, I've worked really hard on a project and I get, you know, I get to start a new one soon, but I'm enjoying and reaping kind of what I've worked hard on. And the birds are singing, I'm enjoying my garden and it is in full bloom. And, you know, this is just a moment of peace, I feel like, where you are appreciating everything that you've worked hard for. Yeah, point blank. That's kind of what I see here usually. I feel like this is a time to evaluate too, whether everything you just did was fulfilling and what you want to do next. You know, this is kind of a moment of pause and we're getting towards the end of things here. And is there anything we want to reflect on, you know, from that project, that job, that, you know, whatever it was, whatever season has just come to fruition, completion, almost completion. In reverse, we've kind of reached the end of, again, a project, a season, whatever this thing is. Okay, a relationship too, it could be. And we are realizing all that hard work or everything we gained from it was not either to expectation, or we don't feel fulfilled for some reason by those material things, you know, that we have received. Maybe it's the love that we're getting back from somebody, or everything we've put in just, it's just not feeling the way it should, you know. And this is really a time again of evaluation for you. And I would encourage, anyone who gets this in reverse, don't get stuck here, Yes, you put in the hard work. Yes, it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. What have we learned from that? What do you want to do next? What would you have done differently? We can't change that, but we can learn from this experience so that maybe next time we've got face up after the project or experience, okay? So to kind of wrap up the 10, so the 10 is all about, you guys know, completion, kind of the end of the suit. We've gone through all of these experiences and we've kind of reached an area of completion here. There are a lot of people in this image, as well as I see a child, I see, some dogs in this. I kind of today, I don't know why, I kind of see like a marketplace, like we've given, we've taken, we've received, we've given, we've put in the hard work, we've planted the seeds, it's all of 1 through 10 combined. This is also a card sometimes about family too. And it's not so much a like sitting in what 9 was. It's more like, it really is evaluative, I would say. We've reached some sense of completion. This card can also be like a lot of stability or fulfillment feeling, just feeling safe also sometimes at home or in our work, feeling secure. But the thing I want to say about the 10 is every time we get to 10, we have to go back to 1. You know what I mean? We have to start a new project. We have to, we're going to have a new argument with our significant other. So this time is to be savored, but it's not going to last forever, it's just kind of like enjoy it, for the time being. Doesn't mean something bad is going to come around the corner. It just means always strive for growth. We're not always going to have the best day every day or have, have everything we want every single day. We do have to go through that growth and all of those experiences. In reverse, again, we've reached a completion. Something's not feeling right. Maybe we aren't feeling stable. Maybe we're not feeling secure. That journey, you might be pondering in your mind if everything you just went through was worth it. And that is, yes, it definitely was. This might not be the best day ever. We might have some issues with money as well when this is in reverse, or the security of our job. It's just like something is missing, you know what I mean? Like we've reached the sense of completion, but something is still missing, and we're trying to figure out what that is and how to resolve it next time around is really what I feel with that. Okay, Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. Now I will say with all of the court cards, I'm still learning every day with the court cards, especially. I'm learning with all the cards, but the court cards still intimidate me a little bit. The Page of Pentacles, again, all about, kind of what the Ace of Pentacles was all about, but let's embody it kind of in a person or a characteristic, you know what I mean? This is excitement, beginning, kind of full energy, ready for a new adventure, ready to create stability or start a new project, have new ideas. That's really what I feel with the Page of Pentacles. Maybe we want to invest in something new during this time period. We are open to new options. I really feel with the Page of Pentacles. In reverse, I feel like kind of more so the opposite of those characteristics kind of comes out here. Maybe we are really struggling to find work that pays us the way we want to, or we are not open to investing in ourselves or investing our money to assist ourselves or help other people. Not open to growing in the area of security for whatever reason. The Knight of Pentacles is more about like, the Knights are always more about like speed and making things happen and taking action. They very much have Wands energy in them, even though this is, Pentacles. This guy is more about, how do I create security? What are the next steps? What am I doing? What action am I taking? This guy is very cautious. I I feel as well. Sometimes you might call him conservative, and also this doesn't have to be a male that this is talking about. This is usually a younger person though, probably around 20s or 30s, I would say. Although older people or younger people can have these characteristics. Or you might have someone in your life who is kind of like this as well. But it's more about action, I feel, with this one, being creative with new ideas. And in reverse, maybe we're being a little too conservative. Maybe we are unwilling to see where we can grow, the changes we could make. Yeah, or really, that's kind of what I see here, okay? Queen of Pentacles. I love her so much. She's really like the mom. You know what I mean? She's like the mom to me. She's always there to give anything that she can to the people that need it in her life. Okay, whether they're family or not. She's there to give, to help, to give advice, and she is secure because she's worked hard to get to that point emotionally, physically, financially. She's worked hard to be there and to have that kind of wisdom in this area. She might be financially wise too. In reverse, I often see also kind of here in reverse that maybe she is given a little too much, you know, she feels burnt out. She could also be the kind of person who doesn't want to give it all, which can be difficult. She might think she's wise, but she's really not financially. Yeah, it could be a number of things here. Again, look at the card. Who are you seeing in it? What do you already know about the cards surrounding it? That'll kind of help you interpret it, okay? Last but not least, the King of Pentacles. He's very similar to the Queen of Pentacles, but I like to think of him more as like a financial advisor almost, or somebody you would go to for advice about stability in maybe your job or your home, or you know, that kind of stuff. Just how do I have the security you have? How do I have the wisdom that you have? Would be the kind of questions you would ask this person. They feel very secure, you know, like they, I also kind of thought of this at the moment. They might be the kind of family member maybe that you have, or boss that's like, oh, don't worry about dinner or lunch. I've got it today, you know, because they have worked hard to be in a situation where they can give back to other people in their life that they care about. And they are secure enough to do that. So I do see that with the King of Pentacles. They're also very giving, like the Queen of Pentacles, but not so much in a motherly sense, more of like, I'm going to give what I can to you so I can help you get where I am, sort of stuff. In reverse, we might be a little controlling about our money. There's a lot of energy that's similar to I think it was the four. Yeah, like the Four of Pentacles. Holding on to money, not having enough money, pretending like I have money. I don't know why I keep going back to money, but it could be, you know, playing off that I have things that I think other people might think are valuable, and that gives me status, and I'm better than other people because of it. We're flaunting our wisdom in ways that it might not even be wise, you know? This is the kind of person that I would shy away from. You don't want advice from this person, and if you are this person, we need to take a different look at our stability and how we're approaching that and how we're presenting that, you know, because it's not something to flaunt. All right, so that is the Pentacles. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it's been a while. I apologize again about that. I needed some time away. So yeah, I hope you guys are learning a lot, growing a lot, and I want this to be an experience for you to feel creative about it too. Don't, you know, the notes are great, but don't feel like the notes you take are everything. If your mind is telling you things, if you're seeing things or feeling things when you see these images, listen to that, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Have a great day.